Hey y'all, welcome to PJs and Mugs. This is story time with Jessica. It's all good. Hey y'all, welcome back to PJs and Mugs. It's me, Jessica. It's all good. Thanks for coming back this week. So, if you saw last week, I talked about that mug and I said that it was a gift and there were 2 mugs in that birthday gift. Well, here is the second one, living the comedian life. It's so cute. This is from my friend Heidi. It was a birthday gift and a celebration of me retiring one of my really big shows, longest running comedy shows I've ever had, as well as retiring from the theater that I worked with at that time for like 15 years. So wonderful, wonderful birthday gift. Comedian, both mugs, comedian-based gigs, and knowing that I have this show, PJs and Mugs, it makes so much sense. So Heidi, cheers to you, my friend. Thank you so much for the mugs. There's coconut water in this, but it's like, it's still got pulp in it. And so a lot of them hit at once. That's what happened there. Anyway, so we are still in August and I am still talking about fun adventures in traveling. And so I just remembered, I was like, oh, why haven't I talked about this yet? So I wanted to share a story with you where my husband and I went on a cruise. One thing you should know about me, I love cruising. Love it. Love it. It's one of the best ways to travel. No matter what kind of traveling I do, I will always come back to cruising at some point. In fact, hoping to get on a couple in the next year. Haven't been on any this year. If I could, I'd do a cruise once, twice a year. Or I would do comedy on cruises if somebody would give you your favorite comedian over here a call. I mean, I could be on the boat if somebody works it out. Anyway, so I love cruising. My first cruise happened when I was invited to be a part of a wedding cruise in 2015. Changed my life. By my next cruise, it was a honeymoon because my husband and I were supposed to be going on a meetup cruise just as a couple, but marriage started hopping into the discussion, and it was like, we started realizing like we do want to get married, but then if we're going to get married, we need a honeymoon. Very serious about that. Well, I'm like, we got this cruise coming up. Let's get married close to this and make that the honeymoon. So yes, our honeymoon was a meetup cruise. I should probably talk about that one day. That'd be good. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. So the following year, we're on a 1-year anniversary cruise. That was my 3rd cruise, my husband's 2nd cruise. And it was, we went on Norwegian, really big boat there. That was fun. We stopped in Nassau, which is a popular stop for me as I've got a friend out there. We went to St. Thomas, which was fantastic because we did a food tour there. I'm obsessed with food tours, and a company that used to be based out of Atlanta had one there, so I got a discount, okay? And then there was Tortola. Beautiful place. But something happened in Tortola, and I want to tell you about that. So, let's get a little backstory, especially for my newbies here. If you don't know me, I am married, and you might notice that I am what some would call an African American, a Black American. People are trying to make it cool and say Afro-American now, whatever. My husband is a Caucasian American, a white American, a red-headed, really bright United States American. And sometimes when people see us together, they don't always think we're together. We could be holding hands. I could be sitting in his lap making out with him. And they're like, where'd he find her? Or, she looks like she kidnapped a white man. Like, you know, it doesn't happen all the time, but it's definitely confuses people. Like, this hasn't been going on throughout the country for a long time. So now we're in Tortola. Tortola is an island. It is an island with a lot of people that look more like the African Americans of this country, more like they could be from African countries. They are islanders with a heavy African background, okay? So when it's summertime, this is not helping, but if I'm out in the summer, I get a lot darker. In fact, when I was at the College of Charleston, I used to be nice and smooth and chocolate. You could tell when you couldn't see as many like little scars and imperfections because the sun kind of melted it all together. Not melted, that sounds. It kind of smoothed everything all together. So like, I would stay in the sun. Now that I'm getting older though, I'm feeling it's like the sun is closer. I'm like, is it burning me? Is that thing happening to me? I am 41 now. I don't know. So I can't be out in the sun like I used to. Maybe I should have been careful. But in those days, I say that to say I was much darker and could definitely look like I was from an island myself, especially because when I had more hair, I would always wear twists where I go on trips. And for those who don't know, they could almost look a little bit like locks if you don't understand how black hair works. A lot of people don't, so they kind of put it on the same boat. So this hairstyle looks like locks. I wear lots of colors. I love flowers in my hair. I give eyelid girl when I travel, and it is so cute. The thing is, people come up to you and they're like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. I'm from Georgia. Like, it sounds like, oh, you are not from here, okay? Well, my husband and I got off the boat, and if you know anything about any kind of traveling overseas, abroad, I'm sorry. Something just came on in my basement. I think it's the air, but it's making a weird sound. What was that? That creeped me out. Yeah, I love my basement is cool, but for like 2 seconds, it was really creepy. Like in a Home Alone kind of way. You remember the I don't know what just happened. Maybe my husband's doing something upstairs. I hope he doesn't interrupt me. It's going to get weird. Okay. Some would say, Jessica, why don't you cut these things out? Because then I'd have to start over and edit, and I don't care. So thank you for being involved in a real life moment here in my basement. It's not even level. Look at that. It's like leaning. It's like, you see that? Yeah, like we're in the basement. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So I saw that to say I can get mistaken for somebody who lives in these places I visit. It happens. It even happens in some places where people thought I was French when I was in France at one point. If you look at the last video, I talk about being French. But just because I say things like bonjour and things like bonjour, merci beaucoup, people would say, oh, are you from here? Because when I was over there, it sounded a lot nicer because I was over there. But I'm like, oh, no. United States, honey. So, okay, I remember what it was. Okay, so when you're traveling, you got to do things like customs. You got to prove that you're going back to your country. You're not from this country. All those things. Love traveling. That part could be inconvenient and annoying at times. So when you're on a cruise, you get off the boat and you have your cruise card. It's usually good to have passports, proof of, things like that. So we get off the boat, right? We checked out. We've gone through the customs. We've crossed into this country now. We are doing something, and I realized I forgot something on the boat. And unfortunately, this time I can't remember. Maybe it was a beach bag, maybe it was shoes, but it could have been anything. But it was definitely something I felt I needed on the island at that time. So we are like, we got to go back to the boat. We got to go get, oh snap, I can't believe I forgot it. And I'm used to, yo, hey, hi, yeah, this is my card, the passport, but thank you. So my husband and I, we are getting ready to head back, but the way we're walking, I guess it almost looks like we're trying to skip customs or whatever. Because this man in a strong, thick accent, island accent is like, hey, where's your ID? And I'm like, all right, calm down, dude. No one's trying to terrorize. Like, I am not a criminal, okay? So I was like, oh, sorry. So I went, grabbed my ID. I gave it to the man. He looks at me. He's like, oh, okay. And as he gives it back to me, I realize that he didn't say anything to my husband, the white man. But he screamed at me like I'm trying to escape Tortola. Dude, I didn't know this place existed until I booked this cruise. So I'm like, all this math is happening as I'm like, oh, you was yelling at me. So when you think he's like trying to kidnap, you think what do you think is going on? You think he just picked up some island girl and is like, I'm going to take you back to the States and then walk all willy-nilly through the freaking customs line? What do I look like? which are things you can't say out loud when you're around federal people with firearm. So after taking a few seconds to think all these thoughts and realize what's going on, I look at my husband like, Zach, are you going to show the man your ID? And the man was like, oh yeah, and then took my husband's ID. He's like, oh, okay. And as we're going through, I'm like, did you see that? Did you see that? He was yelling at me like I'm trying to escape the island. And this is the fun story of being in an interracial marriage, people. Yeah, it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens in the States in a more United States kind of way, where people have ignorance, but it's like, oh, I'm sorry. In this case, this dude literally yelled at me like I was trying to be like a refugee off the island. Like I'm trying to get away. Like I've made this white man take me home. Outside of that, Tortola was fun. All right. So thank you for listening to this. Keep in mind, Tortola is a beautiful place. Nobody believed my husband was my husband. I just remember, I gotta tell you this. We were on the beach. I found out, y'all, some crazy cool stuff happened. I met cousins on the beach, on the cruise. We were related and we didn't know. And we found out after doing the math. We're like, oh my God, we're cousins. You know my mama? She said, yeah. So we're hanging out with these young cousins, much younger than us cousins. On the beach, we're digging around, and this island dude comes up to me. He's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, oh, hi. And he's trying to talk to me, and I'm like, oh, I'm married. When I point to my husband, he sees my cousin, who's obviously black. He's like, oh, is that him? I'm like, no, child, it's my cousin. I'm like, no, that one. And he's like, the white man, the one that's turning red right now, kind of looking a little loppery, because y'all, that sun was killing him. The dude's like, oh, okay. And then he walks away. Because I guess in Tortola, maybe they don't get down like that. I don't know. Tortola was trying to keep me in Tortola. I'm just saying. But I had to get back to Georgia, where I know somebody. Okay, well, thank you for listening to another fun adventure abroad with yours truly. I will have another one for you next week, because it's we're still in August. So yeah, I'll have another one for you next week. You're gonna love it. I'm Jessica It's All Good, your host. Shout out to my gifty buddies. Thank you for gifting me with this awesome mug, Heidi. Cheers, y'all. Have a good night, and bye.